welcome back to the second half of Hashtag Daily K. It is just gone 10 a.m. on Wednesday, the 6th of March, really racing through the third month already and the third day of the new spring lineup for Hashtag Daily K and all of Arirang Radio. You may have noticed that GMS is now 2 hours long before us. We start at 9 a.m. and then at 11 a.m. we got Cine Factory with DJ Sophia. Lots of new stuff on Arirang Radio. Hope you're enjoying the reshuffle. Today's hashtag, if you missed it in hour number one, is ingredient or 식재료, which really means food ingredient, but in English we don't have to designate it as food ingredients. We just assume it's for dishes, right? So tell us about your favorite ingredients, what you use those ingredients for, and so on and so forth. Johnny Tyler has clarified where he likes to put oregano, and it's on omelettes and mac and cheese, stews, soups, and it enhances the dish and gives it a bit of extra zing. Well, I always want a bit of extra zing, Johnny, so I'll have to take you up on that. Maybe I'll give it a try soon. Got a really nice message from Yana who says, it's been a long time since I listened to morning radio, to be honest, but Hashtag Daily K is too good to be missed, I realised. I usually listen to the radio after work or before sleep. Yeah, it's good to have a little morning boost. The radio in the morning and the evening time has a very different feel to it, I really believe. And I didn't really like morning shows that much either. It was really just the news that I'd listened to before, but there are a couple of DJs that even I like to listen to on the way to work. Not saying Good Morning Seoul is not a great show, it is. I do listen for the headlines, but then I'll turn over to one of my favourite Korean DJs who's Park Eun-young, and she's really bright and energetic, and it just gives you a boost in the mornings. And then in the evenings I like to be chilled and laid back with some other DJs, or just a lot more music going on, so I do enjoy that. Zana has been listening to pretty much every show on Arirang Radio, hence she's heard the previews of Hashtag Daily K and is sharing that information with many listeners on YouTube. Thanks for doing that, Zana. Robert from the US says, I only listen to K-pop in and Sound K. Isaac and Ashley are my buddies. And then Hashtag Daily K just to give Mr. Peter a hard time. Robert, I love you giving me a hard time. Without you, I would feel very empty, and your direct messages to me as well. Thank you very much. We've also got one here saying, you need your Daily K vitamin, says Siska, and Diana as well agreeing with that. Thank you very much. And Zana says, why have to suffer drinking bitter coffee when you have Hashtag Daily K? This can be your perfect morning ingredient, right? You can cut down on the sugar and syrup in your coffee. Just listen to the dulcet tones of Peter Bint flowing through the speakers and earphones to sweeten any coffee out there. We're going to have a great new corner in just a few minutes' time. Really looking forward to welcoming in our new guest for the new lineup. We'll be solving fun quiz questions, and we've got some cool prizes to give away as well for anyone participating. You don't necessarily have to get all the questions right to win the prizes. Just try your best, and we will try our best to give you great prizes that you want to receive, I suppose. Let's play some Mamamoo before we welcome in our new guest. This is Egotistic or Nona He.
그렇다고 네가 태양은 아니네. 너의 멋대로 중심이 돼. 제멋대로 굴면 안 돼. 어떻게 한순간의 떨림이 소리 없이 너의 두 눈을 가리니. 너의 뜻대로 흘러가네. 내게 상처를 주면 안 돼. 네 생각만 하지 그래 뭐 그게 참 당연한 듯이 어리석게 너에게만 맞춰왔던 게 날 괴롭히네. 마지막까지 부를게. 할 말이 없어 go away. 설명이 더 필요해. 화를 놔도 내 맘 아프다니까. 넌 멋대로만 해봐라. 난 언제나 너너너너 해. 난 언제나 나나나나 해. 이야야 이야야 네 멋대로 중심이 돼. 너만 생각해. 그렇다면 너너너나 해. 이야야 이야야 네 멋대로 굴면 안 돼. 멋대로만 해. 밤을 새워 어렸어 차갑게 식은 어리다. 너의 태도가 이해 안 돼. 이젠 조금씩 지쳐가네. 이젠 나도 내 별 챙겼지. 너 없다고 무너질 내가 아니네. 너의 품에서 벗어날래. 내 멋대로 살아갈래. 내가 맞춰야 돼 매번 대성해. 매 이런 식으로 매일 반복돼. 나의 호의 애도 너의 고 잘못된 거지 뭘 그렇게 놀래 당연한 얘기인데 화를 내도 내 맘 아프다니까 네 멋대로만 해 난 언제나 no 해 난 언제나 na 해 이야야 네 멋대로 중심이 돼 너만 생각해 그럴 거면 no 해 이야야 네 멋대로 굴면 안 돼 멋대로만 해 no 해 I don't leave it, I don't stay I don't leave it, I don't stay I'm ready to go my way 할 말이 없어 go away 설명이 더 필요해 화를 내도 내 맘 아프다니까 나도 멋대로 할래 미쳐 말로 난 언제나 no 해 난 언제나 na 해 이야야 네 멋대로 중심이 돼 너만 생각해 그럴 거면 no 해 이야야 네 멋대로 굴면 안 돼 재미없어 no 해 이제 됐어 no 해 후회해도 no 해 멋대로만 해 no 해 멋대로 할래
If your ears prick up when you hear the word career anywhere, then don't miss Hashtag Daily K every Wednesday.
Time to solve all the quiz questions about Korea together on
K-Time.
Playtime with Cedric.
That's right, it's K-Time Playtime. It's going to get a bit of you getting used to this new title with our brand new guest as well. Every week we're going to play fun games and answer quiz questions together with Cedric, who apparently has as much hung, which I guess is fun and energy in him as Koreans do, here to join us every single week. Good morning, Cedric.
Good morning, Peter.
How you doing?
I'm doing well.
It's lovely to meet you in the flesh. 'Cause
Definitely.
When I was in the States, which judging by your accent, I'm assuming is your home country.
That's correct.
You were filling in for another guest with Sohyun. She was the guest DJ, I think, right?
Yes, that's right.
And I saw your photo. I was like, oh, Cedric, a new guest. This is interesting. I'm a bit sad that I'm not in Korea to meet you in the flesh. And then I spoke to you on the phone to
Right.
discuss doing this together. And now today's the first time
Yeah,
meeting you.
yeah, and it's definitely a pleasure to meet you.
I don't know that much about you, Cedric. I'm sure our listeners might have heard a little intro last time you were on the show. But once again, for people who missed out on that, could you just introduce yourself a little bit?
Absolutely. So, hello everyone. My name is Cedric, also known as Sky Seti. I am a YouTuber, content creator, also a music producer, and also a Korean culture lover. And I'm from the United States. So it's definitely a pleasure to meet all of you guys again. And I hope that you all are having a fantastic week.
We are now that you're here,
Oh,
Sky Sedi. So you're on YouTube as well. You're good friends with Alex, our, what day is he supposed to come in? Tomorrow.
Right,
I'm
I
getting
heard
confused.
Thursdays, right?
He's going to be on Thursdays. And with Xander, our former Monday guest,
That's correct.
right? I haven't seen your YouTube stuff, Sky Sedi, I must say. Can I call you Cedric? Sky Sedi?
You can call me both, actually.
What's with the name Sky Sedi?
So my Korean name is actually Haneul, which
nice.
means sky.
Oh, that's
right?
cool.
So Sky and then Cedric, Sedi. It's kind of like a cute little nickname. So I came up with that a few years ago, actually, just to make an email address, and then that just sort of turned into my YouTube channel.
It's a good story. I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it. And do you go by Sedi as in a short nickname for
Sometimes,
Cedric?
yes. So Sedi, Cedric, it all works. Also Sky or Haneul. Sounds like a million names.
I'm looking at your YouTube channel. It looks really good fun. I like your photo as well. Looking very
Thank you.
much like a model, Cedric. there.
Yeah. That was actually taken at Latte World.
Oh, lovely,
Of all
jubbly.
places, yeah.
Wow. Lots of videos there if you want to watch that. That's Sky Sedi, Cedi. What are we going to be doing on this corner every week then, Cedric?
So every week we are going to be doing an interactive quiz about various aspects of Korean culture. So every week we're going to choose one topic, and from that topic we will have 3 questions for you to answer. And if you answer all 3 questions correctly, then you will get a special prize prepared by the Daily K.
Yes, in fact, I have brought in these prizes today. Sky said,
Oh,
Cedric,
very cool.
you said that you're into music as well,
I
music
am.
producing.
Yep,
That's
I
pretty
am.
cool. So do you have any favourites out of these? I got these CDs at this kind of thrift shop.
Sure.
But some of them are actually brand new. This one by Zaya, Jacob
Okay.
Idol. We're going to show these off to our listeners. You're not going to get all of them today, but you can choose maybe whoever wins. There's 2 p.m. and there's GOT7. Do you like any Korean boy bands? Any
Well,
music?
I'm more so into the girl bands,
Yes, me too.
probably for obvious reasons. But yeah, some of the boy bands are good. I know 2 p.m.'s a classic for sure.
Yeah.
GOT7's pretty good as well.
Yeah. Jacob Idol, I'm not too familiar with too many of their songs either, but that one's brand new. Maybe the person who received this as a present wasn't too pleased either. So, we'll give away one of these CDs at the end of the show. Maybe to someone who gets all the quiz questions right, or maybe someone who just gives entertaining answers. That can be cool as well.
That sounds good.
Hartley Saunders says, welcome back, Cedric. Zana says, hi. Bree says, OMG, Cedric, hello. And earlier, Amy J was saying, I do miss Xander, but I'm really glad that Cedric's on board.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Amy.
Ample replacement for Xander. We'll forget about him in no time.
Yeah. Xander who?
Who needs Xander? So today's topic, we can choose from a lot of different ones. We've got food, common sense, cultural properties, famous people, love, sports, entertainment, and rankings. What are we going to go for today?
Okay, so today's topic is food.
Oh, food.
My favorite topic.
Favorite topic in the whole
topic.
world.
Yes.
Please tell me you like eating.
I love eating.
Good, because there are some people I've met recently, Cedric, who make me a bit uncomfortable.
Really?
They say they don't really like food, and I'm like, what do you mean by that
Are they even
statement?
human?
Yeah, so they say they eat just to sustain themselves. Like,
Right.
it's only a form of, like, energy or charging up.
Right, just for survival, not for
Yeah.
taste or enjoyment. I don't get that.
Neither do I. It's like such a big
do you
component of
live?
life, isn't it? Yeah. So I enjoy like every
Yeah.
bite of everything I
Absolutely.
eat. Brandy, the petty traveller, says, shots fired at Xander. Please don't say that to Xander. You know, he's getting a bit more muscly these days. So shh.
Yeah, he's been hitting the gym for sure.
So in terms of food, what are your favourites?
Oh,
So
man.
do you like
So,
Korean food?
I love Korean food.
Uh-huh.
And I would have to say, out of all the Korean food, my absolute favorite is samgyeopsal, which is pork belly.
Oh, really? Good.
Yes,
I love a
barbecue
bit of pork belly
I
as well.
love it so much. I can eat it every day.
Wow, really?
But I won't because, I probably will shorten my lifespan, but it is so good.
Did you get to eat that when you were living in the States as well?
I did, not as often as I do here, but in the States, again, my mom is Korean, so she would, on special occasions, cook samgyeopsal.
Is it possible to get that cut then in the States? Or do
It
you have to go
is.
to like a Korean butcher?
It is,
or-
at least where we were. So, pork belly was available.
Yeah.
And I grew up in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And so there was, a diverse population. So I feel like, they offered a lot of variety of cuts of meat for different people. So we were able to get that.
Oh, that's good, because in the UK, they do have pork belly, but it was just like a giant slab of it.
Right.
And you'd like roast that in the oven for hours. It would be good, but it's not the same like here, cut as basically thick bacon here in Korea.
Right.
Which I really love. I love the fat, When I was young, I used to cut the fat off everything because I'd be like, oh, it's all wobbly.
Right.
And then as an adult, I'm like, that's the best bit.
That's part of the experience of eating it.
I want to collect all the fat that I cut off and threw in the bin and eat it right now.
Right.
I think that's maybe a little unhygienic. But anyway, today's hashtag, before we get into the questions, Cedric, is ingredients or food ingredients. Do you have like a favorite maybe Korean ingredient that you like to put in foods?
Sure. I would say, and this might sound like a cop-out, but it's true, I love gochujang.
Gochujang.
Right.
We had that from Leon from Singapore earlier,
Okay.
who says whenever he cooks Korean food with his mum, he's always using gochujang.
Right.
And it's such a big component of Korean food.
I think so. A lot of the dishes, they just use gochujang as either the main, way to flavor the
Season
food.
it, flavor it.
So
what's your favorite dish with gochujang in it?
I would have to say probably, let's see, let's go healthy. Bibimbap,
Oh.
which is like rice with vegetables,
You
sometimes
need the
meat.
gochujang.
Yeah, I love that because my mom used to make that all the time.
Oh, really?
I was just
Bibimbap.
like put a bunch of gochujang on it. It's just-
I love it when it's got loads of gochujang as well. My
Yeah.
mum says don't put too much, because then it's too spicy.
Mm-hmm.
It will like upset your insides. But I like it when it's really red, like the rice is
Yeah.
completely soaked
Yes.
in it, and the sesame oil as well. Like if it's swimming in that, I don't mind at all.
Same.
Very unhealthy.
I think we should be able to eat together just
I think
fine.
so, definitely. I'm looking forward to lunch together one
Absolutely.
time. Okay, so on to today's quiz. We're going to do hopefully 3 questions, and it's your job to answer them. We'll give you some choices as well, and you can write in on the YouTube live stream via the Kakao Plus friends, which is Daily K without the hashtag, or send it into the website or the application. That's totally fine. So, take it away with quiz question 1.
All right. So, is everyone ready for the first question? Because I know I am. All right. So, here's the first question. Let me set it up for you. All right. Among many of the foods that Korean people love, one of them is tteokbokki, which is stir-fried spicy rice cake.
Oh, with gochujang as well.
With gochujang.
Yeah, what a good link.
There we go. Tteokbokki is made of red pepper paste and sugar that's heated in water. Then tteokbokki tteok, or the rice cake part of the dish, and fish cake and boiled egg and green onions are all added and stirred together.
Have you ever cooked this yourself, Cedric?
I have the convenience store version.
You have to just heat up in the microwave.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's not too
all the
difficult.
ingredients are there, basically.
But my mum, she used to teach Korean cooking to Japanese ladies in London. And this was one of their favorite dishes. And she taught me how to do it. It's quite simple. And if you make it at home, I think it can be even tastier than the restaurants. I'll give you my recipe.
Oh, please
Try
do.
it one time.
Please do.
So good.
Please do. Okay, so this is spicy. So people who cannot tolerate spicy foods can also use black bean seasoning for a non-spicy alternative.
The jajang tteokbokki.
Yes.
My kids eat that.
Oh,
Because,
wow.
the spicy one is a bit too much of a kick. If they eat that, what they do with the spicy version, they'll wash it in water and then eat it. But they way prefer the jajang, which you usually get with the Chinese black bean noodles, right?
Exactly.
That tastes
And I
good
haven't
too.
actually tasted that version.
It's not bad. It's just like thick jajangmyeon,
Oh,
thick
wow.
chewy jajangmyeon, which doesn't sound very tasty, but once you try it, not bad at all.
I'm sure.
With
Yeah,
the
I love
fish cakes
jajangmyeon. As a matter of
well.
fact, I had that last night.
Oh, nice.
But I digress. So, here is the question. Within the ingredients of tteokbokki, again, the stir-fried spicy rice cake, what is the tteokbokki tteok, the rice cake part, made from? Is it number 1, from the flour? Number 2, rice flour? Number 3, flour or rice flour? And number 4, corn flour.
That's not an easy question,
It's
is it?
not.
Right, okay.
I had to think twice, actually.
So what is the ingredient, or perhaps ingredients, of tteokbokki tteok? Flour, so we're talking about just normal wheat flour, I suppose. Number 2, rice flour. Number 3, wheat flour or rice flour. Or number 4, corn flour. One of those things it is definitely not, or at least I've never seen it made with that.
Right.
And then the others, maybe it's a combination, maybe it's one. Send up your answers. You can just do 1, 2, 3, or 4, or write down the answers, and we'll give you what it is in part 2 of the show. Do you like all the trimmings that usually come with tteokbokki, like the tigim and the sundae, the fried foods?
I do. I would say my favorite would be the tigim.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is like the fried stuff, minus the squid, the fried squid.
Are you
'Cause
not
I'm
a fan
actually,
of fried squid?
Well, I'm allergic.
Oh, no.
So usually whenever I get tigim with my tteokbokki, I'll just tell them not to, put the ojingo or the squid in
Just
there.
keep that for yourself.
Exactly.
Is it just squid, or is it other seafoods?
As far as I know,
Oh.
Yeah, ever since I was small, I developed some sort of reaction to it.
Oh,
and
really?
so-
Are you okay with like other shellfish and prawns and
I
stuff
am,
like
as far
that?
as I know, with everything else I've tasted. Yeah, so
It's a shame.
It is a shame because that's part of Korean cuisine. It's a very big part of.
There's a
Korean
lot
cuisine.
of ojingo here and there, the squid, that's right.
Yeah.
My favourite, I would say, is the sundae, like the blood sausage, which when I first came here, I was really put off by the visuals. It's black and it's a weird sausage with like little worms crawling out. Almost looks like
Right.
they are just glass noodles, but dipping it in the tteokbokki sauce, I like that. That
Right,
tastes
that's
nice.
very good. And another power tip for everyone out there, if you haven't tried it, gimbap, which is like seaweed wrapped in rice
Mm-hmm.
and different vegetables. If you dip that in a tteokbokki sauce, it's so good.
That's
I learned
true.
that a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Changed my life.
I think actually dipping most foods into tteokbokki sauce.
It'll work.
Yeah, maybe I'll try it with my cereal tomorrow. Can we give a hint? Because it is a bit difficult, this
It is.
question. Okay.
Yeah. So we're feeling a little generous today. So we'll give you 2 hints, okay? The first hint is the color of this ingredient is white.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
And the second hint would be this ingredient you cannot do without when it comes to making Korean food.
Yes.
You need this.
Definitely.
It's a big part of the cuisines.
Absolutely needed. Okay, send in your answers and we will try our best to read them all out in part 2. Send in your messages to Cedric as well, and we'll be back after a song break. This is Chundung with Game.
남자들 눈이 가는 곳 Baby 그녀도 시선을 즐기네 Baby Be the winner 그녀 참 잘줬네 Baby See 게임은 이제 막 시작해 첫 번째 라운드 게임은 생각 무너지지 않게 위태위태하게 그녀의 맘을 하나씩 뺏어가 But this 조심하지 않으면 뱀뱀 시작조차 못해보고 bang bang 주위만 돌다 끝나 damn it got to be alive 이건 너의 game 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 Energy 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 게임을 깨기엔 부족해 no Energy 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 게임을 깨기엔 부족해 게임이 지독하게 흘러가네 만나지 않은 competitors 하나씩 탈락해가는 runners 타겟이 내가 되지 않게 너의 생각을 바꿔 Inception 두 번째 라운드 게임은 hide and seek 꼭꼭 숨어라 머리카락 고릴라 피해가 그녀의 safety system yeah 조심하지 않으면 bam bam 시작조차 못해보고 bang bang 주위만 돌다 끝나 damn it got to be alive 이건 너의 game 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 이건 너의 game 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 이건 너의 game 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 이건 너의 game 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 이 게임의 룰은 간단해 그냥 이기기만 하면 돼 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 이건 너의 game 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 Energy 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 게임을 깨기엔 부족해 no Energy 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 게임을 깨기엔 부족해
This is Arirang Radio.
You want to message me? Go
RIRANG.
ArirangRadio.com.
You are indeed listening to Arirang Radio. It's hashtag Daily K, and it's K-Time Playtime with Cedric, our first edition of this new corner. And for all the listeners out there, if you like Korea, if you love it, then every Wednesday at this time, test your knowledge about the country, and you can win some great prizes. Some of the questions will be a bit tricky, like this first one we started off with. Some of them might be easy, but it's all going to be good fun, and we're going to try and read out as many messages as we can as well. Some people earlier commenting that Zana said, what people don't like food, they actually exist. Yeah, I've met like 2 or 3 recently. I'm getting more and more worried. But the plus side for them is they look like they're in really good shape.
Yeah,
because they don't like overeat like me. And I don't know, you say you love food, Cedric, but you look in great shape. So maybe you're motivated to actually exercise that great food off.
That's the thing. The food that I eat gives me energy to work out every day, which is what I do. So
yeah, once you have 2 kids, Cedric, come back to me, okay?
oh man, I'll let you know. Give me a few years. Give me a few years.
I just got a big beer belly on me. Raul saying, come on, food is life. Bree saying, food is love and Korean food is life. Yeah, I got to say, coming from the UK, which is famed for its lack of tasty food, I just went nuts in Korea eating so much delicious stuff. I can't help myself. Just too greedy.
Absolutely.
You got a message?
Let's see. So we've got a message here from Siska from Indonesia. Morning, Cedric. Welcome to the Daily K officially. Let's have fun. Looking forward to this segment and funny intro. Oh, thank you so much, Siska. And I guess that was funny on my part.
It was deliberate. We were trying to do it for the tension. Yeah,
right, exactly,
K-time.
exactly.
What's going to come next? Playtime. There we go. Bree saying tteokbokki is the main ingredient in my life. Are you serious, Bree? Surely living in the States, you can't eat it that often, right? Wait. Cedric, tell me, so where you were from in the States, was there much Korean cuisine available, like at restaurants or supermarkets and stuff?
At restaurants, not so much. We had a handful of Korean restaurants, which compared to my mother's cooking was not good.
Were they run by
honest.
Korean people?
They were.
Okay.
They were, but we did have a lot of Korean shops.
Oh, nice.
And places where you can buy the ingredients. So,
really?
Yeah, we had a pretty decent sized Korean population. So they would go to these stores, buy the ingredients, and obviously cook for themselves.
Was that the same, like, from your early days as well? Was there that kind of infrastructure in place?
From what I remember, yes.
In
From
the
what I
UK,
remember.
when I was growing up in the 80s, I don't know how old you are, Cedric, and I'm not going to ask on air just yet. We're not that comfortable.
Okay.
But yeah, when I was growing up in the 80s, it was really difficult to find like Korean cuisine, even in London. Like there was one area in the south west called New Malden, but apart from that, where we lived in North London, there was a few Japanese supermarkets, 1 or 2 Chinese ones, but finding Korean food was really difficult. So I'd have to
Right.
wait until the summer holidays. My mum would take me out to Korea to like get my fill, and then I go
Wow,
back to the
yeah.
UK and wait another 12 months to do so. But I know in the States there's like a lot of Korean populations here, there, and everywhere from like the 70s.
Exactly. It's sporadic.
60s.
It's sporadic, but
Yeah.
yes, there are populations in K-towns here and there.
I'm jealous of that. Well, I was when I was like 6. Amy J says, I'm not sure how one would find out they're allergic to squid because I never try it to find out. Are you not a fan of like the slimy nature of it? I know some people are put off by how it looks. How did you first find out?
I was probably around the age of 4 or 5, and get this, I remember eating it and being fine, and then all of a sudden, when I was 4 or 5, after my mom gave me some ojingo, I started getting my lips started swelling up and my tongue started swelling up.
Any tentacles?
No, not so much, but and so I still have that allergy because occasionally I'll accidentally eat it because I won't know it's in, say, like some bokkeumbap or some fried rice.
Yeah.
And so even recently this year, Alex could even tell you I was with him. I accidentally ate one, and I started feeling itchy.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, what's in here? So I know I still have it.
Yeah, there is sometimes squid like lurking in the bottom of some kind of soup as well.
Right.
In jampong and things like that, the spicy Korean soup for the Chinese style restaurants. There's a
Right.
lot of squid in there as well.
So I avoid it like the plague.
Oh man, yeah, you must. I've got an allergy to these days. I found apple skin. Like I never
wow.
used to. Again, I developed it in later age. But
Right.
yeah, I get that itchy feeling in your throat, and you start feeling really uncomfortable. You know when you've just eaten a little bit, and then you just stop. Right,
Exactly.
eating. But luckily, not too much apple in many Korean dishes.
Right.
It goes unheard of. Amy J also saying, I need Peter's tteokbokki recipe. I will post it up somewhere. I think later on. Yeah.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. So Zana says, gochujang and sesame oil was like the vital ingredients for Korean food. Like without it, that's not Korean food. I would have to totally agree. I would
Yeah,
have to
you're
agree.
right. If you want to make something Korean, just put that with any other ingredients, and I think you could call it Korean cuisine, right?
Absolutely.
We got a lot of guesses for the answer as well. Yana saying, is it rice flour because it's rice cakes? And if it was corn flour, I guess it would be corn cakes. Are there such thing as corn cakes? I know in the US there's lots of corn dishes. Is there that corn candy? Is it called corn?
There's candy corn.
Candy corn.
Which is so gross.
Really?
I don't like it.
Isn't that something at Halloween?
Yes, it pops its head out at Halloween time.
Is it made with corn? Is that why
I don't think so.
It just looks a
It
bit
looks like corn.
Okay,
Right.
okay. I don't think there are corn cakes out there. So maybe you're on the right tracks for today's answer, but it's a little bit difficult. Zana says, my guess is that tteokbokkis are made from a mother's love. Yeah, that is essential for a delicious tteokbokki.
I think so.
But that alone will not create the dish, I think. And Lenny says, from rice, that's the ones that I made when I tried tteokbokki. Amy says, answer number 3, Rao number 2, Siska number 2, rice flour. That might be the common sense guess. But okay, we might shock everyone now.
Wow.
Bit of suspense. The answer is, drumroll, please.
Number 3!
Number 3, not just rice flour, right?
It's rice and also just flour.
Regular flour,
Yeah.
right? Wheat flour. Milgaru is what we call that in Korean, right?
That's correct.
And that's the thing. I think there's 2 separate versions. There's the milgaru flour version and then the rice powder version as
Right,
well. There is
right.
a difference between them, right?
And this was actually a little bit shocking for me because I would have assumed it was just rice flour.
Yeah, because they're called rice cakes, right? Tteokbokki,
Exactly.
duck meaning rice
Exactly,
cake. Yeah.
exactly. So what I've come to find is the flour tteok or the flour rice cake compared to the rice flour tteok has more protein and the texture is chewier. So if you put it in the sauce permeates the rice cake quite well. And also the special thing about this particular tteok is that when you boil it, it doesn't spread out. It maintains its shape and it doesn't break down.
The flour version.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever done this, because if you haven't cooked it at home, you might not have had a massive portion. If you leave it like overnight or something, and it's the rice flour tteokbokki, it really gets soggy and like swells up something horrible. It tastes disgusting the next day.
Right.
But I'm guessing the flour version, not so much, right?
Right, I'm guessing that too. And so, yep. And then the flour rice cakes special point is its savory taste. So most tteokbokki restaurants use the flour tteok.
Yeah, that's why you say you eat a lot of milgaru, the wheat flour, in the places that sell tteokbokki, along with what are the other things like ramyeon and stuff like that.
Right.
So you can be a bit of a carb overload, I've heard, if you're eating all of that together. It's really delicious. And I think that's a really fun fact that many people would not have known, right? Flour, just regular flour, making rice cakes, because it doesn't make sense if you call them rice cakes.
Exactly. So I learned something new, for sure.
And hopefully our listeners did as well. Don't worry if you got that question wrong. Siska saying, no, we got it all wrong. Ronald saying, what? With 3 exclamation marks. Don't get cross. We didn't make up these names, okay? We promise. We're just trying to inform you on that. And you could still win prizes, even if you get all 3 answers wrong. We'll just pick out at random at the end of the show. Should we get to quiz question number 2 then?
I think so. So our second question for today is, of course, a question related to food. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's set this one up.
Yep.
Korean food is usually eaten with a spoon and chopsticks. The spoon is usually used for rice or soup, so you can scoop and eat it, of course. And the chopsticks are used for picking up and eating, say, the side dishes or the meat.
Yeah, I think some other countries use chopsticks to eat the rice, but here in Korea you can do that, but traditionally it's the spoon that's meant to be used, right?
Right. And we can use a spoon and chopsticks placed together. And so what we call that is sujo.
Suja.
And the reason why we call it that is because spoon is 숟가락 in Korean, and then chopsticks is 젓가락 in Korean.
So that's what I didn't know that. I'm learning something
it's pretty
new
cool.
as well. So the su from 숟가락, spoon,
Correct.
and the cha from 젓가락, chopsticks.
Correct.
That's cool.
So it's just kind of, I guess, the Korean slang way of shortening, because Koreans love to shorten everything.
Maybe that was the original shortened slang, because that's been around for ages, hasn't it?
I think
Suja,
so. Yeah. So, with that said, here is the question. So, at the Korean table, you put the spoon and chopsticks together in between the rice bowl and the soup bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where you place them?
In what order? Which goes on which side?
Exactly.
Okay.
Is it number 1, the spoon is on the left side and the chopsticks are on the right side? Mm-hmm. Or is it number 2, the spoon is on the right side and the chopsticks on the left side? Or number 3, it just doesn't matter.
You can do it freestyle.
Exactly.
Well, that's what I do in my home, so I hope
Yeah.
that's correct. Otherwise, I might be offending my Korean Korean wife. So you put them in between the rice bowl and the soup bowl, did you say? Oh,
yes.
I didn't even know that.
I didn't know that either.
No, I always
we never
put it
did
on
that
the
at
one
home.
side of the bowl. Yeah,
Right.
goodness gracious. So this is probably in traditional senses, right? Maybe these days people are a bit more freestyle. But originally, what was the etiquette, I suppose? Spoon on the left, chopsticks on the right, or spoon on the right, chopsticks on the left, or number 3, it doesn't matter which.
Doesn't matter.
Send in your answers. We'll play another song now. Krisha Chu with Trouble.
왜 종일 신경이 내게 꽂혀 있는지 나 요즘 이상해 뭐에 홀린 것 같지 스쳐 지나갔을 뿐인데 이름도 모르는 너 나도 안돼 어떻게 내 맘에 들어오니 손에 잡히는 게 하나도 없잖아 자꾸 네 생각이 난 어지러워 아야야 네가 보고 싶어서 아무것도 못하겠어 이런 느낌 나쁘지 않을걸 I'm in trouble 아야야 like it 내 맘을 You twisted 또 어질어질하게 머릿속에 위전해 Baby you only trouble yeah Trouble 내가 왜 이러니 많이 외로운 건지 순간의 감정에 속아 넘어갔는지 애써하는 척해보지만 숨길 수 없는 걸 나 혼자만 이렇게 빠지기는 싫은데 손에 잡히는 게 하나도 없잖아 자꾸 네 생각이 난 어지러워 아야야 네가 보고 싶어서 아무것도 못하겠어 이런 느낌 나쁘지 않을걸 I'm in trouble 아야야 like it 내 맘을 You twisted 또 어질어질하게 머릿속에 위전해 Baby you only trouble yeah Trouble I'm in trouble 아야야 like it 내 맘을 You twisted 또 어질어질하게 머릿속에 위전해 Baby you only trouble yeah Trouble
We're back for part 3 of K-Time Playtime with Cedric in the studio. We're doing some fun quiz questions. We're all learning here together, I feel.
We are.
We learned in part 1, for quiz question 1, I should say, that tteokbokki, which technically means rice cakes, is sometimes made with flour. In fact, often in the tteokbokki restaurants, it's made with flour because, like you said, it doesn't swell or get all soggy and disgusting, which is a cool fact. And then for quiz question number 2, can we just do that one more time for anyone who didn't hear? Right?
Absolutely.
Anyone who missed that question?
Absolutely. So the second question was, at the Korean table, you put the spoon and chopsticks together in between the rice bowl and the soup bowl. Do you know where you place them in terms of left or right? And the answers were spoon, left side, chopsticks right side for number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2, spoon, the right side, chopsticks on the left side. And then number 3, it just doesn't matter.
Okay.
Place them wherever you want.
Yeah. So the correct answer is what was done traditionally, because in my house, and I'm assuming Cedric's as well, we just do whatever we want.
Whatever we want.
There might not even be any chopsticks sometimes.
Right.
Zana saying chopsticks on the right, but maybe if you're left-handed, chopsticks on the left. Oh, so you're saying it could be flexible depending on which handed you are. But then you'd have to think about traditionally, is it a good thing to be left-handed in Korea? And it's still kind of frowned upon these days
It
as
is,
well.
especially back in the day, though.
Yeah. Even in the UK, actually, my dad was left-handed, and he used to say when he was at school, like the teachers would sometimes hit him and say, put the pen in the right hand. And
Right.
"Oh, I'm sorry, sir." And his handwriting was awful, I think, because of that, because he got like mixed up between which hand to put it in.
Right.
We've also got a message here from Gabby, if you don't mind reading it.
Gabby says, "Oh God, I don't even remember how you're supposed to place the fork, knives, and spoons."
Wait, is there an order for that as well?
There is, but I think again in a more formal setting, there is an order, and usually you have like 2 different sizes of forks, I believe. One for the
that's
salad,
right. Yeah.
one for the entree. The knife and the spoon is supposed to be on the left side, right? I don't even know. Gabby, I'm right there with you.
Wait, I eat with the wrong hands. I have my fork in my right hand, knife in the left hand. It's meant to be the other way, I think.
I
right?
believe so, because
So I think
that's actually how I eat it, because I am left-handed.
Oh, really?
Right, fork in the right and then knife
Oh,
in the
you
left.
did it the same as me.
I do.
Which is not the traditional way to do it. So I think that's how they set it up, isn't it? Fork on the left, knife on the right. I think in formal restaurants. And I think that's just to remind people this is the way you're meant to eat it. And then you go from outside in. Thinking about
Right.
it, Western culture is even more complicated because you've got loads of cutlery
You
on
have
that
more,
table, don't
yeah.
you? With all the spoons on top for dessert and butter knives and fish knives and all sorts. In
Fish
Korea,
knives.
all you need is chopsticks and a spoon, isn't it? We've also got a message here from Lenny saying, I remember that they put chopsticks and spoon into one word. That's suja. That's pretty cool, isn't it? And then we got another message from Zana.
Zana says, "We're in trouble. We can't marry our oppa unless we really master this etiquette. I don't even know how you spell that."
Don't
That's
worry,
very funny.
Zana.
Yeah, don't worry.
I think oppas these days will be very forgiving.
They're flexible, and half of them don't even know, I'm sure.
Exactly. You could also just use the excuse, this is what we do in Malaysia. Even
Oh,
if
there we
it's
go.
not, right? You could just trick them. There you go. Encouraging tricking your other half here on hashtag Daily K. In terms of eating with spoons and chopsticks, did you do that from a young age at home?
I did. So we ate with chopsticks, also spoons, forks, and knives. And so we kind of had a fusion of both cultures.
Yeah.
And I learned at an early age to use chopsticks effectively.
Oh, really?
I don't remember my mom actually teaching me, though. I feel like I picked it up on my own.
Just handing them to you and say, go have
so,
fun.
right.
That's how kids used to learn most of the time, I think, like our generation. You'd just be given something and you'd learn it by doing it. But these days, like there's so many, I'm not criticizing YouTube, obviously as a YouTuber, Sky Zeddy, but on YouTube, there's so many instructional videos for everything. Like
Everything.
this is how you do it. Teach your kids this way. And it's a bit complicated. I like that old school style. Like go and learn yourself, it doesn't matter. As long as you can do it, that's the important thing. I didn't really learn how to use chopsticks. I still think my etiquette is not very good, like where all my fingers are, but I
sure.
can eat it. And that's like the important thing.
That's what matters.
Yeah.
And yeah, different Koreans actually hold it differently as well.
You're
So
absolutely
I've noticed
correct.
that.
Yeah. And then if all else fails, just poke whatever you're trying to pick up. Just
stab
stab
it.
it in there. I don't think that's good etiquette, but again, hopefully the people you're with can be a bit forgiving, right? Why don't we get on to the answer then? Which way round are the chopsticks and the spoon meant to be put? And remember, they're meant to be in between the rice bowl and also the soup bowl, okay? Drum roll, please. The answer
Is number one.
number one. We didn't know that either. So number one is which way round is that? That's spoon.
So that's spoon on the left side and chopsticks on the right side.
Spoon on the left, chopsticks on the right. Why would that make sense? I'm trying to think. I guess because you use the chopsticks with your right hand, right?
Yes,
If you're right-handed.
exactly.
What do you do if you're left-handed?
I just reach over.
And you use your left hand for the chopsticks?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the way that I know. So
That's totally fun. Like we say, this is traditionally speaking, but these days, I think many people are completely free about it.
Right.
If you use your left hand, your right hand, you put the spoon on the left or the right. But traditionally speaking, it should be chopsticks on the right, spoon on the left.
Right. And I think that's just good for everyone to know, just in case you're ever in that situation where you're in a formal setting at a Korean table.
Do you know, actually, Cedric, thinking about it, in Korean restaurants, a lot of the time the cutlery is in a box or in a drawer, and it's the youngest person there's job kind of to put it out on the table.
Right.
I guess it would help then to not get it the wrong way round. Like you could say, I know it's this way round because I listen to #DailyK.
Exactly.
They'll be very impressed.
And you can plug us as well at the same time.
Absolutely. In terms of some other table manners, though, related to spoons and chopsticks, we got a few do's and don'ts, right?
We do. So here's a couple of things that I feel like would help all of us, including, I'm sure, me and Peter,
Yep.
with our etiquette. Okay, so we have a few for you. The first one is do not put the spoon upside down when you're placing it on the table.
Ah, okay, so the wrong way around. The groove has to be facing upwards, so you're ready to scoop something.
Exactly. I don't know who would do it the other way.
That would be odd, wouldn't
That's
it?
weird.
If someone
It's a
did
little
that, I would be very suspicious of them.
Right. So that's the first one. Number 2, and this is very important. This is very important. After the older person picks up their spoon and chopsticks, then the younger ones can pick theirs up too.
Okay. You got to
Right.
wait for the eldest first to even pick up their chopsticks or their spoon, right?
And a power tip is make sure that the older person eats first, takes the first bite before you do. So those are hand in hand. Number 3, make sure you eat off your spoon and chopsticks cleanly.
I didn't know this, but that's a really good tip because sometimes my spoon or chopsticks will be a bit dirty with like the seasoning or something on them, and then they would just go onto the tissue, that I put
Right.
down on the table, and that tissue gets really grubby.
Right.
So that's the etiquette. You're just meant to kind of, as you're eating, I guess slyly kind of suck everything off.
Right. It's a little weird. Just be very subtle with it. Okay.
Yeah. No slurping.
Right. Number 4, don't pick up and put down the side dishes with the chopsticks repeatedly. And in the West, we would say don't play with your food, basically.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah, don't just poke at the side dishes. That's good etiquette anywhere, I suppose.
Right. And number 5, don't make noises with your chopsticks and spoon against the bowl or the
Oh,
dish.
Okay, that's a good idea as well. All right, Cedric, today we've had fun and we had to introduce you as well. So we run out of time. We're not going to do quiz question 3. We'll just base it on quiz question 1 and 2 and just participation. I'm going to leave it to you. Out of our listeners here that I'm showing you on the screen, you get to choose today's prize winner.
Oh, wow. A lot of pressure.
It is pressure. You could win favor or fall out of favor with your choice.
Oh my
Just
goodness.
kidding.
Yeah, so let's do this because I will be here for a while. So
Yep.
today we will go with Amy J.
Amy J, you are the winner of either a Zaya CD, a Summer S-Town from 2006 compilation, 2PM's album 1:59 PM, or Got7's Mad. Which do you want? Write it up and we'll send it out to you. Cedric, it's been a pleasure having you on the show.
It's been a blast being here.
I'm looking forward to next week already.
Absolutely.
And learning some more etiquette so I can be more polite in Korean. Thank you so much and we'll see you next Wednesday.
See you guys next Wednesday.
All right, let's play some 17 now. This is 어쩌나? Oh my.
나의 밤은 딥딥 켜져 있는 TV 시끄럽지 내 맘처럼 넌 대체 어떠한 이유로
내 맘을 껐다 내 멋대로인지
그게 싫다는 게 아니고 혹시 네가 너무 피곤할까봐 걱정돼서 그렇지 내 맘이 그래 나는 너며 네 너어도 너는 마치 지동 비없는 summer yeah 너는 여태 내가 느껴봤던 쓸쓸함의 온전 네 생각에 잠 못 자다가 보면 오전 yeah.
일어나는 어쩌나 너를 봐도 네가 나 생각나 너는 내게 유일한 어쩌나
난 어쩌나 그대를 어쩌나 너 때문에 난 이제 어쩌나 배고픈 매일 네가 좋은 걸 어쩌나 그대는 어떤가 나 때문에 잠들기 힘들까 쓸데없이 설레게 하면 어쩌나 저쩌나 하루가 멀다 하고 네가 좋아져 난 내가 성격이 덜렁대고 좀 몰랐어 그치만 널 위해선 절대로 안 몰랐어 같이 부르지 않고 노래 하나씩 이어폰을 나눠끼 네 사이가 좋네 난 내 눈에 스케치 위에 맨날 glow 암튼 난 네가 그냥 좋아 아까부터 같은 말 계속해서 미안해 그치만 네게 닿아 그 어려운 말 다 해봐도 내 진심은 이게 every 이 너를 어쩌나 너를 봐도 네가 더 생각나 이 모든 게 꿈이면 난 정말 난 어쩌나 그대를 어쩌나 너 때문에 난 이제 어쩌나 배고픈 매일 네가 좋은 걸 어쩌나 그대는 어떤가 나 때문에 잠들기 힘들다 쓸데없이 설레게 하면 어쩌나 I really like you Better tell somebody You're mine 밝은 넌주 저 끝까지 닿을 만큼 더 이 나는 네가 없으면 어쩌나 그대를 어쩌나 때문에 난 이제 어쩌나 배고픈 매일 네가 구운 걸 어쩌나 그대는 어떤가 내 마음은 알기는 않는가 난 네가 없으면 되는 날 어쩌나 hey.
Introducing real music.
Introducing the latest K-pop music
Listen.
On Arirang Radio.
It's brilliant having all this interaction, and Will is involved from Canada saying, I'm late again, but I just made it in time for the quiz. Really having a great time with the questions. This time of the show is getting moved forward an hour, makes it so much easier for me, and I'll try and tune in as much as I can, except maybe on the weekends. Annie, also from Singapore, saying it's interesting and useful to learn about proper table manners here in Korea. Lenny on Kakao Talk Plus saying, good morning, Peter. Today I've got a day off. I'm not feeling well for baking. Congrats for the new season. Thanks for tuning in and being our friend on Kakao Plus. If you want to add us there, then all you need to do is search for Daily K without the hashtag, and you can get us there. Amy, have you chosen a number for the CD? Do send us a message to the message board with your email address, and we'll let you know how to receive the CD. And you've got to tell us which one, okay? So it's 2 p.m. Zaya, Got 7, and an SM Summertown concert, not a concert, a compilation CD from 2006, I believe. So tell us what you want. Massive thanks to all our staff members behind the scenes. Before I let you go, our producer, PD Nim, our writers, Mahjong Lim and Kwak Kyung Ok, and our sound engineers for the day, Kim Hyung Tae and Ye Jong Hwan. My just for fun answer was maple syrup. That's the ingredient that I need to buy. If anyone's got any spare, please do send it over. And we'll play one more song for hour number 2, saying goodbye to Teen Top with Missing or Shipji Anna. It's been your daily dose of career. Hashtag Daily K out.
You gotta be stronger, 'cause you're my star. You gotta be stronger, 'cause you're my star. I think about you, where I miss you. 아무런 말도 하기 싫던 나와 나를 떠나도 아무렇지 않을 것 같던 그 표정 변해버린 말투에 너 너는 bad girl 나는 bad boy 어쩌면 우리 둘은 처음부터 했고 그 사이에 집착하고 서로 구속했을까 맘에 없는 말을 뱉을까 반복되는 싸움에도 이게 사랑이라 믿어가면 서로 위로했을까 계속 난 내 습관 고치려고 노력했지만 네 얼굴은 어둡게만 보여 쉽지 않아 너는
조금씩 보이는 단점 아니 처음부터 장점 찾으러 노력했던 건 우리 둘 사이 함정 오늘따라 하늘엔 구름 한 점 없이 날씨는 10점 만점 모든 건 그대로인데 내 옆에 나만 없네 이게 이별이란 거 이제 현실이란 거
지금 내가 너 있는다는 게 정말 쉽지 않아 말처럼 쉽지 않아 I'm crazy my girl 나처럼 울고 있나 같이 즐겨 듣던 노래 듣고 있나 쉽지 않아 쉽지 않아 쉽지 않아 넌 어때 또 하루가 달라져가 예전의 내 모습과 너와 싸울 수 있었던 그때가 좋았던 거야 좋았던 거야
One exclusive. It's here it is. Two. Now check this out. Okay, fellas. 3. 11. Go.